Hey guys, my name is Micah and this is my channel, A Better Father. In this video, I wanted to give a quick synopsis on what Preterism is. Now, I grew up knowing about end times what a lot of us hear in church growing up. There's going to be this worldwide tribulation. There's going to be a beast and an Antichrist that take over the world. Jesus is going to come back and kill a bunch of people and then destroy the earth. There's going to be a rapture somewhere in between there. But then when I got older and started studying for myself, I discovered a view called Preterism. And I found out that Preterism actually more closely matches what the majority of the church believe for the majority of church history. In fact, the view of end times that the majority of the Western world holds actually only started getting popular about 200 years ago. So Preterism is the belief that most or all of what we think of as end time prophecy is actually speaking of the events that happened with the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple in 70 AD by the Romans, and the events that happened around that time in the known civilized world back then. It turns out that many of the terms and words like a beast, the Lord coming on the clouds, heaven and earth, sun, moon, and stars are actually words and terms used in the Old Testament metaphorically. And if we look at their meaning in the Old Testament, it'll really help us properly interpret what they mean in the New Testament. For instance, in Daniel chapter 7, a beast is described to be a kingdom. In Isaiah 19 verse 1 and Deuteronomy 33, 26 to 27, the Lord coming on the clouds is metaphorical for him moving through a physical army to carry out his work, much like what happened when the Roman army destroyed Jerusalem and the temple in 70 AD. And if we read Isaiah 13 and Psalms 18, we see that terms like heaven and earth, sun, moon, and stars, the mountains and the sea being shaken, turning black, or being destroyed is actually language used when a city, along with its governing system and the rulers and the people under that system, are being destroyed, much like what happened when the Romans destroyed Jerusalem in 70 AD. And it turns out when we see the term the world in the New Testament, a lot of times it's actually referring to the known civilized world back then, or the Roman Empire. That's all they knew. You can see this in Luke chapter 2 verse 1 and Romans 10 verse 18. And when you see the term the earth in Revelation, it's actually translated from the Greek word gi, which more properly means a territory or a small country, not the whole planet. In fact, in Matthew 24 verse 16, Mark 13, 14, Luke chapter 21 verses 20 to 21, Jesus clearly says that these main end times events are going to be happening in Judea and Jerusalem, not the whole world. It turns out that when Jesus said in Revelation 1:1 that these things would soon take place, and when he said the time was near in Revelation 1:3, he actually meant what he said. He wasn't being confusing. Imagine that. So what does this mean for us right now? Well, if the Great Tribulation and last days are in the past, that means the kingdom of God has been established. Jesus Christ reigns right now, and as sons and daughters of God, we get to partner with him to spread the gospel, tell of the goodness of God, and make the world a better place. For more information on Preterism, check out my YouTube channel. Got a lot more videos on there, and there's more to come. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. God bless.